Yeah, the beauty of this offense for that position is that they're trained to do pretty much everything. I mean, they have to run the ball effectively, no doubt, but they have to be solid in protection. We're going to ask those guys to do things in the pass game from a route standpoint. They have to be able to read defense and make adjustments in their routes. And they have to be, like I said, great pass protectors. So, it's a lot of things that have to be checked off that list before they're cleared to play. Just for both of them, it's a matter of they were thrown in the fire. They had some missed assignments. I think there is at times a lack of focus at times. I mean, you're talking about two guys who have not had a whole bunch of playing experience at this level. So they showed their inexperience. They showed that color a little bit. Well, right now I'm not very nervous because we haven't had our first practice of the week, but if it starts to look like it did on game day, then I will become very, very nervous, So, the beauty of this offense is that we can kind of systematically put people in place to make plays for us, Philly Brown's a guy who right now is probably the most productive offensive player that we have, and when things started to get a little out of kilter, we were able to find spots for him to be able to make plays for us, both as a receiver and get him into the backfield and do some things for us. So. Yeah, it's just there's a confidence level there that Carlos has that's over Bryante right now. Bryante kind of gets out there. I mean, he's a tough kid, but the game's moving really fast for him. Mm-hmm. It didn't move that fast for him at Glen Oak, But Carlos is a guy who's been in the fire before, and there's not too much that he hasn't seen, So just that missing that experience from Carlos will be critical for us in that back. The answer is one of those guys have got to pick their game up. They have to. We can't go into this ball game with the thought process of not having a running back, and that's not what we're doing. But they will be ready to play. The amount of which they play is determined on how they practice. Sounds good to me. But at the end of the day, Braxton can only take so many hits, so I'm sure we'll have some things that puts the ball in Braxton's hands and keeps it in his hands during the course of the game, but someone's got to step up and take the pressure off of Braxton. Yeah, he's got a knee sprain, and he's a guy who has a very high tolerance for pain. I mean, if you talk to him right now, in his mind, he's ready to go, But we've got to be smart, and we're going to listen to the doctors, and we're going to do what's best for him in the long run. Yeah, anytime you put the investment that young man has to get to this point, you're going to be disappointed if you're told that you can't play, and I like the fact that he is disappointed about it because I don't know if he's kind of put this much of an investment into preparing for a season that he has to this point. So, like I said, it's good news that the knee wasn't that severe, and he's chomping at the bit, and he's preparing like he's going to play. And we just got to keep that mindset on him, and he'll be fine. Zach Bourne's going to play an integral part to that position. We ask him to do a lot. We ask him to do, from a job description standpoint, probably more so than anybody else in that offense. So, but he's a young man who can get us 4 to 5 yards on the inside zone play and turn around and block a 5 technique. So he's definitely going to be an integral part and add some depth to that backfield. No, that's not the case at all. You look at how many reps a young man takes during the course of the game. I mean, like I said, he's probably, taking as many reps, other than the quarterback himself, So, we just have to monitor how much we use him, how much he's being played, and how many hits he takes during the course of the game. And I think more so that has an effect on, how he helps us in the backfield this week. Sure, it was mechanical in its timing, but anytime you're in a read zone where the quarterback has a read, okay, and he's responsible for reading that guy, the tailback's responsible for the mesh. The quarterback can't do both, you know. So Rod Smith needs to figure that out, or you know, any back of that matter needs to figure that part of it out. And if they don't, they won't play. Well, we have to have mistake-free practices this week. They got to get out there and know what they're doing, know why they're doing it, and play fast. You know, we can't have a young man out there hesitating because he's just not quite sure of his job assignment. You know, so these guys have got to get out there and study the game plan. They're putting in extra time right now as we speak to prepare for this game on their own. And as long as they can get out there and play fast, then, you know, I'm sure they'll instill some confidence in us as coaches. Well, you know, formationally, we try to do things creatively to try to create mismatches.
That's pretty creative.
You know, and, you know, just try to sometimes just gather information from the defense. You know, it's not always him getting the ball, but, you know, you motion a guy like that into the backfield, the defense makes adjustments, and we can gather information for upcoming plays or whatever it may be. So the fact that he's being very productive for us offensively allows us to do more things creatively, formationally, to be able to help us out here. Well, I think, you know, he's a young man who's, you know, been a part of you know, he's in transition with the scheme right now. And, you know, when you look in terms of football players in general, some people get it right away. Some people it takes a little while. And Rod's a guy who needs to gather all information and take it all before he can completely understand a play. You know, and sometimes it takes a little while. You know, so. Yeah, I mean,
does it?
He's Tarzan.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't no question about it. I mean, he looks the part. You know, but. You know, you don't put a player out there based upon how he looks. It's all about performance-based.
Good question.
That is a great question. I did, yes. You know, and in my mindset, every week I need to have 3 prepared. You know, 3 need to be able to play this game, especially when you're talking, you know, no huddle offense, high power, you know, the whole deal. These guys get worn out pretty quick during the course of a game, let alone a season. You know, but like I said, with the development of Zach Bourne and, you know, some of the creative things that we can do with Philly Brown and, you know, with the chance of Jordan Hall maybe getting back this week, I mean, I feel like we have enough back there to get it done. You know, and that's a great question, and you know, hopefully you can respect the answer. It's all based upon game plan, you know, and what the defense presents us each given week. You know, what the defense presented us last week may have been a great package for a Philly Brown or a Corey Brown to be able to get in there and do some creative things for us. And now we have to go about studying Kyle and see if we can do some of those same things. And, you know, we'll just have to evaluate that as we go. I think, you know, Philly's a wide receiver. And, you know, I don't want to send the wrong message out there. He is the wide receiver, and we need him to be productive on the perimeter. I feel as though if Zach Bourne continues to progress along with these Bryante Dunn and Rod Smith, those younger backs progress, I think we can be solid there. You know, now there are some things that they cannot do that Philly Brown that may be able to do. Then we'll investigate that. That's to be determined. You know, we're hoping that, you know, I could sit there and say I'm hoping he can play the whole ball game, but he's a young man who's been out for 10 weeks. You know, 6 of those weeks he's in the boot. Right. You know, so we're going to get out there and see where his conditioning level is. I mean, he has not had contact. We're going to see how his body reacts to contact a little bit, and we'll just take it from there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll create.
I mean,
the
clearance to do that. I mean.
Yeah. He's cleared. You know, yeah. But we're just going to see how far he can go. That's something that we're concerned with every player, really, is how many hits does a running back take during the course of a season? How many hits does your quarterback take? You know, we have to monitor that because we are thinking in terms of long-term goals. So,
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
okay,
Thanks, Dan.
thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Not a problem.